Yo, what's up guys, my name is Mr. Freeze2244 and we've got another Spider-Man video. We're going to be completing all the drone challenges today. But before we get into the video, make sure you are subscribed to the channel and turn on notifications to get notified of all future videos of Spider-Man videos and whatnot. So, for this one, we have to chase several drones around the city. And we've got to make sure we capture all the mini cameras that it's dropping. So the skill moves that I recommend for doing this is go into the web slinger and unlock the quick zip, which makes you do a quick zip 2 times without losing any altitude, and it will make you gain speed massively. Also, you want to do the point launch boost. That will help you out tremendously. It's the main thing. Otherwise, if you don't have these 2 things, then you simply will not be able to complete these drone challenges. They're incredibly difficult without doing them. I don't even think they're even possible without these particular ones. But this is essentially how you do it. When you're web slinging, you want to go ahead and push the X button, and that will make you shoot forward really quickly without losing any altitude. You can do it twice without doing it. Also, with the point launch boost, once you find a corner of a building or any edge, you can push the L2 and R2 button together, and as soon as you hit the point, you want to push the X button. You'll get a massive boost in the air. You'll tell when you've done it right when you'll see like an impact as you leave the ground. But it's just as simple as that. What you want to go ahead and do is practice this before you get into these, because it's going to become a regular occurrence and it's going to improve your web slinging tremendously and getting around the whole map much faster. So just take this time to just practice all this, and because it's going to help you out a lot. But when it comes to the drone challenges, they can be quite difficult, especially some of the ones. I think the financial district one is in particular pretty difficult, so let's get straight into it. So first up we got is Greenwich, and this is going to be recorded at night, and I got asked in my previous video why am I recording these at night time. It's because you can see the blue circles a lot more easier and they're much more easy to track. Also, all of these challenges will be completed on the ultimate level, getting the gold medal for you. So that's what I forgot to say at the start of the video. But from the start, we're going to make sure we do some point launches from the street light there and swing our way through this section. Again, when you come through this tunnel area, we don't have to hold the web slinging button too much. We can just tap it so we can delicately get through there without falling. This is another part that can be quite tricky, but once you get through here, you want to try and launch yourself as high as you possibly can like that, just to give you some more momentum. And then we're going to point launch off this building and collect that next sphere. Also, you can point launch yourself through that, just to get through that sphere. Otherwise, it can be a little bit tricky to grab that. But this is the section that's particularly more difficult, because the drone starts to speed up here, and you need as much momentum as you possibly can. Now you can point launch off that tree if you want to, but I don't completely recommend it because you lose a lot of height. So I recommend just point launching off that building there and web slinging yourself way through this section. You should be able to grab this drone just before it lands. Now as long as you've got 22 to 23 seconds or more left, then you should be able to get that ultimate gold challenge completed nice and easily. So that gives us a score of 41,986. It's almost 2,000 above what we need, and that is particularly one of the hardest ones in my opinion. So let's go ahead and move on to the financial district. It's one of the difficult ones as well. Well, I say difficult, but they're all difficult really. But the one piece of advice I can give you for the financial district is making sure you do keep up the pace in all the sections. You might safely hit some of these circles and get to the end. It's not a particularly difficult course to navigate, but the issue is just keeping up the speed, making sure you web zip and point launch at any possible given moment to keep up the pace. So the drone will only go as fast as you are behind it, so the closer you get to it, the faster it will go. So you're not going to catch it before the end of the course anyway, but it's all relative to the time you get at the end. So just make sure you keep up the pace. You might be even finishing this and thinking, why did I not get that time? But that is the particular reason. The closer you get, the faster it will go. So you want to make sure you keep up the pace, and when you swing in through this section here, make sure you do all the point launches to gain a lot of time up here. So when we point launched off that building, we can point launch off the top of this church and land on the building around the 48-second mark. If you can do it faster than that, you're guaranteed to get this challenge done. You shouldn't have any issues or anything. So once we get to the top of the building, this is another particular tricky bit. If you manage to stand on the edge there and dive off, and Spider-Man tends to do like a bit of a nosedive, and in that particular moment it can mess up the whole issue, because you can't actually web zip while you're doing that nosedive. It's kind of annoying. So just make sure you try and avoid that and just do what I just did there. And once you land on it at the end, you should get your ultimate medal there. We barely just made it there, but even that was perfect. I can do better, but that's pretty much how you do it. So we got 40,442 there. So the next one up we got is Chinatown. So this one I can safely say is the easiest one of the lot, I think. The course is relatively short, and it's the shortest one out of all 4 of them anyway, that's for sure. But the problem with this one is you need to be fast in your reactions. That's the only difference between this one and the others, really. It's a short course, but you need to be fast in your reactions and making sure you're hitting every single point boost. Luckily, there's several point boosts where all the cameras drop, but it's okay. You can even lose some time here, and you still might even be safe. Because as long as you hit all your point launches, you shouldn't have any issues with this one. And yeah, there's not really much else to say about this particular one. It's fairly simple. It's all about the point boosting, and there's not really much web slinging involved, and it's quite simple to get to this one. You shouldn't have any drama doing it. So that's 41,166 there, the easy ultimate gold medal there. And now we can move on to the final one, which is in Harlem. So here we have is Harlem, and this one can be quite tricky because there's a lot of up and down sections. What I mean by that is the drone will get nice and low and then climb up a really tall building. So from this first section here, we're going to take advantage of Spider-Man's momentum there. So once we approach the end of Spidey's web sling, he will launch himself up the end, and we're going to do a lot of point boosts off each of these sections, keeping up the momentum in this area here underneath the bridge, and then we're going to swing ourselves and launch ourselves above the building and then dive down for that 5th orb. So we're going to point launch ourselves through this section and then cut across these buildings because it doesn't drop anymore until the end. So we're going to then point launch ourselves off the street lamp, go around the corner, and this is the first bit where it's going to go high above. So we're going to do a web sling, and at the tip of it he's going to launch himself in the air, point launch off this building, and then cut across this section of buildings here. See, as you can see the drone there, it went right down really low to try and make you lose time, but we cut across the building, so we saved a lot of time doing that. So from this point here, we're going to point launch off that building there, point launch off this building here as well, and again it's going to get really high up here now, so you want to make sure you get some momentum, and then launch ourselves in the air like that, point launch off the top of this building, cut across, because you're going to do it to about 2 more now. And all you want to do at this point is just keep up the pace, keep close to this drone, and because we're right at the end now. So as long as you've got about 21 seconds left, you should be able to get this ultimate level gold medal nice and easily. We've got over 2,000 above it, so that's 46,530, and that will get your ultimate level gold medal done. Really hope this has helped you out. Another stealth challenge video coming up tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.